Welcome, everyone. Tonight, we welcome you to the Peters Valley 50th Anniversary Celebration. I'm Kristen Muller, Executive Director of Peters Valley School of Craft, a very special creative place that exists on the ancestral lands of the Munsee Lenni Lenape people, who were, in fact, the first craftspeople and makers on this land that today is stewarded by the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. Tonight's program begins with a welcome from our board president, Melaine Syracuse.
Hello, everybody. I'm Melaine Syracuse, president of the Peters Valley Board of Directors. Welcome to our virtual 50th anniversary celebration. I was asked tonight to reflect on my long and deep relationship with Peters Valley, and I've given that a lot of thought. It may seem pretentious to say that Peters Valley changed my life, but there are many important things that might never have happened had I not taken my first weaving workshop at Peters Valley almost 25 years ago. My introduction to Peters Valley was entirely serendipitous. It was not even my idea. My friend Susan wanted to learn how to weave and asked me to take a workshop with her at Peters Valley. I'm not entirely sure why, but I took the class even though Susan canceled at the last minute. That was all it took. After that, I was quite literally hooked, if you'll forgive the pun. I was a geeky investment banker without an artistic bone in my body, but I found my creative outlet in the interlocking grid of warp and weft. I took weaving classes at Peters Valley pretty much every summer for years thereafter, and I can't imagine my life without my looms, my thread, and my weaving. Those summers at Peters Valley also introduced me to talented artists in other fields: ceramics, wood, metals, and more. I began to collect fine craft. And what I love most about my modest collection is that with few exceptions, I know the artist who made each piece. I met them all at Peters Valley. The point is that there is a real connection for me between the hand of the maker and the object, and those connections bring my collection to life. When I retired from banking, my passion for textiles and crafts sent me back to school. I spent 5 years toiling alongside students half my age to earn a master's in history of decorative arts from a joint program at the Cooper Hewitt Museum and the Parsons Newell for design. I do research for the textile department at the Cooper Hewitt. I write essays on woven art for exhibition catalogs and magazines. I even conceived and curated a multimedia craft exhibition at Peters Valley Gallery. And none of this would have happened without that first weaving class. Something else happened in those early weaving workshops. I became friends with Judith Medlin, who was then a Peters Valley board member, as well as a fellow weaver. Judith introduced me to Jim Whitman, who was then board president, and together they convinced me to join the board of Peters Valley almost 20 years ago. The rest, as they say, is history. As PV began its 50th anniversary year in early 2020, we were on a roll. One of 5 preeminent immersive learning craft education centers in the country, a successful exhibition and retail gallery, powerful outreach programs, a never better relationship with the National Park, and a successful 50th anniversary fundraising campaign, which brought in more than $750,000, exceeding our expectations and providing a nest egg for future investments in staff, studios, and programs. Then the pandemic hit. We never imagined Peters Valley would spend its 50th anniversary year by shutting the campus. Staff working from home, no in-person classes, no travel program, no 50th anniversary gala. It's still just unbelievable. But on the other hand, I never for a moment doubted that PV would survive the pandemic. Consultants in the not-for-profit world like to say that a mission-driven organization is more likely to achieve its mission if it is well managed. Over the years, I have made sure that we never lose sight of that fact. We have invested consistently in organizational capacity and robust management practices to ensure our ability to deliver on our mission and programmatic goals. So when the pandemic hit, we were prepared. We took immediate steps to protect the health and safety of our staff and students and to ensure the financial viability of our organization. Peters Valley has been and will continue to be a team effort. I would like to acknowledge and thank my many former board colleagues who made invaluable contributions to Peters Valley's first 50 years. I also would like to thank our vibrant, creative, hardworking, and dedicated staff, including our tireless Executive Director, Kristen Muller, an outstanding leader who balances mission and management with confidence and grace. We are grateful to have a smart, collaborative board of directors and an enthusiastic and committed board executive committee. We also have great partners at the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, devoted volunteers, generous donors, and supporters. I want to thank all of them, all of you, for everything you do for Peters Valley. I personally appreciate your hard work, generosity, and dedication over the years. I am proud of what we have accomplished. Working together, we've built the foundation for Peters Valley's next 50 years. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Thank you, Melaine, for your kind words. We have to begin by honoring the vision of our founding director, Sally DeFrancisco, who together with Albert Dillahunty and the superintendent of Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, Peter DeGelicki, started Peters Valley. Over the years, thousands of people have come through our campus, and today hundreds of people make up what Peters Valley School of Craft is today. We feature the work of over 400 artists in our gallery, 150 artists in our craft fair, and over 125 teaching artists each year. Peters Valley convenes expert craft artists with generous hearts who are eager to share their knowledge with anyone who's willing to participate. Our studio assistantship program is second to none and serves as an amazing springboard for people who want to pursue a career as makers. Our immersive hands-on workshops taught by the most talented artists in the field who are innovating, they experiment here, they cross-pollinate here. It's just amazing. Our robust scholarship program provides equitable access to the Peters Valley experience. Our youth art programs allow young artists to spend hours making work, not 45 minutes like they do in the classroom. Our beloved craft fair that showcases over 150 artists each year exposes their craft to over 4,500 attendees. This year, because we couldn't meet in person, we had a virtual craft fair. We had over 1,600 people sign up, and 80 artists, entrepreneurs, small businesses share their work with collectors. Peters Valley remains curious and innovative. This year, when our campus was shuttered, the staff stepped up to the challenge of creating virtual programming. Our new virtual programs surprised us. We connected artists with people all over the country, all over the world. It was amazing. Although we had lost something, we gained something, and we're learning from that and thinking about the future. Tonight, we celebrate the many accomplishments made possible by the incredible dedicated staff, our board, our partners at the National Park, and the wonderful artists and patrons like you, because together we make Peters Valley the creative hub that it is. Tonight, we have great presenters. We have Sula Jacobs, who's the superintendent of Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. We have Bruce Dennert, who's the ceramics department head and has been with us for 20 years. And Elizabeth Essner, our incredible curator, who's just launched our exhibition from the ground up, Peters Valley at 50 years at the Hunterdon Art Museum. Thank you, and welcome Sula Jacobs.
Hi, I'm Sula Jacobs, Superintendent at Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. The arts and the national parks are intricately linked together. From artists helping to inspire the creation of the national parks, to national parks serving as inspiration to so many artists. Peters Valley School of Craft is an important link in that chain. Happy 50th anniversary, Peters Valley School of Craft.
Good evening from Peters Valley. On behalf of our entire community, I want to welcome all of you to our 50th anniversary celebration. Every one of us thanks you for joining in today's special marking of this continuum that is one of the world's preeminent craft schools located just a short distance from the Delaware River. Ours has been a remarkable history, contributing to the arts and culture of not only this region, but the entire world. For 20 years, I've met instructors, assistants, and students from across the globe and know firsthand how our innumerable exchanges have enriched the quality of lives no matter where they're bound. Behind me is our famous Onagama kiln that has lived through much of the school's history and has served the nation's ceramics community as the first public access Onagama built in the United States. Some of you have helped fire the kiln and know that it has played a significant role in the ceramics field now for 40 plus years. She is indeed an old friend. Like most histories, ours has been fascinating and complex. Once a Lenape area, then becoming a European settlement, earning part of its reputation as a place of literature, this corner of the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area is rich with the sights and sounds of its past. To be part of such a vivid history is to participate in something greater than simply just getting through our daily paces. It is to play our parts, whatever they might be, in moving community and culture towards a meaningful reckoning. All of you who have joined our celebration today have been or are now part of Peters Valley. Communities like ours thrive on participation. To conceive of objects is to participate, to make objects is to participate. Even to make oneself aware of the innumerable challenges in so doing is its own form of participation. But there are many ways to contribute to society. Doing so through the arts is one of the most important ones. After all, the arts not only help to describe us for who we are, but because inventiveness lies at our core, what we might learn from experiences in the arts is disseminated to society as a whole. That is the spirit of this place we are celebrating. It is what we keep our focus on each and every day. Peters Valley provides a public space in which to confront our vulnerabilities, much like the stage does for actors. In the private and public studios, whether indoors or outdoors in this beautiful forest, every person who comes here takes up that challenge. Art is in part about confronting doubt no matter the angle from which we approach it. If I'm making it, will it work? If you're using it, does it work? If we are viewing it, does it work to give meaning, and how does it accomplish that? These questions guide us towards something beneficial and sublime. Now, when I say sublime, I don't necessarily mean something that has poetic beauty. I think throughout the history of Peters Valley, sublime has also included the experiment gone awry, the mess that is the consciousness of learning, the risk-taking. Those unbridled experiences can also be sublime because they most closely reflect our experiences in this world. And if the pandemic has taught us one thing, some of those happenings during the course of living resist controlling. Challenging ourselves to learn together has a mysterious way of forging stronger bonds. And this is what takes place every day in our workshops and programs. And while the pandemic has most certainly affected all of us, Peters Valley has proven its staying power by mustering creative ways to keep our community not only glued together, but even thrive in new ways. Ironically, this difficult time has provided opportunities to reflect on who we have been and where we might go from here. Our answer has been to more deeply appreciate our shared history and using its solid foundation to develop new ways of sharing the soul of what Peters Valley will become when this storm has passed. Thank you very much, and we look forward to being together again.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this really special celebration for Peters Valley's 50th anniversary. I'm Elizabeth Essner, and I am the curator of From the Ground Up, Peters Valley School of Craft and its corresponding exhibition catalog, which you see here. I'm so honored to be included as I've been lucky enough to have spent the last 18 months really thinking deeply about Peters Valley and its history and what this very special place means to artists, to art making, and to craft. From the Ground Up brings together two important New Jersey arts institutions, Peters Valley, of course, and the Hunterdon Art Museum, who have worked together in partnership on this important exhibition. And what you'll find if you visit the museum anytime between now and January 10th is an exhibition that tells the story of a place. I know I don't have to tell many of you here that Peters Valley began as an experimental idea, a planned residency-based craft community and school set in the landscape of the beautiful Delaware Water Gap National Park. But what my research has uncovered is that this small place has resulted in a much larger history of impact on artists, on artistic and craft histories, on creative pedagogy, and of course, the trajectory of individual careers. From the Ground Up examines formative moments from each of Peters Valley's material disciplines. The exhibition begins with the early wood studio, looking at Emil Milan, Andy Wilner, Carl Seemuller, and John and Carolyn Grew Sheridan. It traces the photography exhibition led by Wendy Holmes Noyes, called 7 Photographers, the Delaware Valley. It examines the building of Peters Valley's famed Anagama, or Japanese wood-fired kiln, which in 1980 was, as many of you know, the first to be built in the US for public use. It then moves on to focus on blacksmithing with the work of John Race, Megan Crowley, and Vivian Beer. And finally, today, it looks at a wealth of contemporary jewelry. But how do you really tell the story of a craft school? As we all know, there are hours of work and thinking that take place long before a finished object is put on a pedestal or on the wall or in someone's hands. Artist residencies are where Peters Valley began, and so in addition to historical objects, this exhibition has artist residencies in the museum's galleries as a central part of the story of this craft school. Thanks to the work of weaver Cynthia Alberto, a resident artist for October, jeweler Lauren Eckert, who is there on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, all of November. And beginning in early December, there'll be woodworker Janine Wang. Already, there has been so much uncovered on the history of this school. But the truth is that these histories are only a handful of those that have made Peters Valley the craft school it is today. So I hope that this opens the door to many more of those stories, building the history and the legacy of this important institution. So congratulations, Peters Valley, on this 50 years, and here's to another.
Thank you to all of our presenters. That was great. Sometimes the most important part of an organization lies in the brain trust of the Board of Trustees. Individuals who bring their business and arts acumen to Peters Valley to ensure that we have relevant strategies in place, that we become more equitable, that we act upon our strategic goals, that we have the financial resources to stay keenly focused on the work of Peters Valley and serving its mission. There's so many talented board members who have mentored, challenged, and supported me over my 12 years here, almost 12 years. Thank you. It's because of your steadfast visionary leadership that I've been able to serve as an effective executive director. Thank you. There are many current and former board members that have served for many years, especially the ones that have served alongside me for at least the almost 12 years that I've been here. I'd like to mention Maggie Niles, Amy Ferris, Mitzi Campbell, John Loughnane, Harvey Fine, Teresa Stack, James Visti, the former board member, Patrick Tipton, Bruce Dalziel. If I've left any of you out, know that I love you and I'm just a little nervous. Thank you. But I want to especially thank our board president, Melaine Syracuse. Melaine has served on the board for over 20 years. She's provided steadfast leadership and was so especially supportive to me, especially in my early years as we navigated the many challenges that came our way. From financial shortfalls to funding cuts to hurricanes, shutdowns, collapsed buildings, to growing the staff, growing our programming, rebuilding buildings, moving forward, innovating. She's always had such a commitment to ensuring that we've got the best practices and making sure that Peters Valley has a resilient future. Thank you, Melaine. Thank you to all of our board members, and welcome to all of our amazing new board members who are working so hard on behalf of the organization. We've accomplished a lot, but our work is only beginning. As we make plans to launch our in-person programming next year, we embark on a new strategic planning process. Know that no matter how well we manage Peters Valley this year, we're going to need your support. We will get through this pandemic and continue to serve our mission because craft matters and it enriches lives. But I cannot skip over our amazing funders who make Peters Valley a success. And I'd like to thank our patrons, the New Jersey State Council on the Arts, the National Endowment for the Arts, New Jersey Historic Trust, the New Jersey Council on the Humanities. It's so great to be in New Jersey. Our private foundation funders, the Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation, the Wingate Foundation, the Charles Lawrence Keith and Clara Miller Foundation, Marie and John Zimmerman Fund, the Greater Pike County Community Foundation and the Richard L. Snyder Fund, and the Lenore G. Tawney Foundation. Our advocates at Art Pride New Jersey and the Americans for the Arts, who consistently lobby to help support Peters Valley. Thank you to our partners at the Hunterdon Art Museum, Glass Roots, Sussex County Community College, Hood College, and Crafting the Future. And to our incredible individual donors for your sustaining gifts. Thank you so much. And now we have a word from Grace Reff, our Development Director.
Hi, I'm Grace Reff, and I'm the Development Director here at Peters Valley School of Craft, coming to you from our beautiful weaving studio up on Thunder Mountain. From our creative and innovative workshops to our gorgeous campus here in the National Park, as you've heard tonight, there's a lot to love about Peters Valley. The school is a special place to many people for many different reasons. As we look forward to the upcoming year and to the next 50 years and beyond, support from our community is more important than ever to ensure we can continue to fulfill our mission to enrich lives through craft and to foster equitable access to the arts. Contributions from our funders and from people like you who understand the importance of craft in our lives has an incredible impact on Peters Valley's long-term initiatives and our ability to establish new programs to support and empower artists. Tonight, we ask you to please consider making a donation to Peters Valley if you're able. Just giving a little means a great deal. You can donate via our website or feel free to give the office a call tomorrow. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a part of Peters Valley's community. What we do would not be possible without you, and we look forward to welcoming you back to campus as soon as we're able.
Thank you, Grace, and thank you everyone for joining us. We are proud partners with Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, bringing art in the park. Thank you all. So tonight, this was our formal presentation, but we have an after party on Zoom. And basically, if you follow the link that's in the chat box, so you can scroll down to your chat, find the link and register for that. You can join us and then we can have a nice conversation and have a face-to-face with all of our friends. So I hope you will join us for that immediately following the presentation. And thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful night and a happy Thanksgiving. We have so much to be grateful for. Thank you and be well and come back and see us. Thank you.